G'day guys, Rob here and welcome back to Rob's Model Cars. Now I've got another brand new model review for you guys today, and this one is the eagerly anticipated AUTOart Models Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. Now this model was announced around 2 years ago that it was going into production, so it has been a bit of a wait for everyone, but as always with AUTOart Models, when they announce a model it can be up to 2 years in development before it hits the shelves. Now what I've got here today is, I'm not sure how to pronounce the colour, but I'll give it a go. I think it's blue glauco or blue glauco. They call it a solid blue, but it's sort of a greeny blue colour. And I've seen a couple of people post pictures of theirs on Facebook already, and I thought it was I don't have any Lamborghinis in that colour for a start, and I thought it was probably the best spec with contrast of brake caliper colour, wheel selection, and also interior trim colour. So we've reviewed AUTOart models before. These are all composite models now. They don't make die-cast models anymore. They're not limited and they do not have a certificate of authenticity like their older models. So it doesn't matter whether you buy this now or in a year's time, they'll still be making them. So that's one of the disappointments I have with AUTOart models, is they're just not limited anymore. So, but anyway, we'll get into it. So they just come in these plain cardboard boxes, black to blue fade, with AUTOart and Aventador SVJ on the box as well. They do come packaged in a styrofoam shell to keep them protected during transport. Now I've opened this up and had a look already, and it's a pretty spectacular model. As always, it does have a little instruction sheet how to open the doors and to fit the rear engine lid. The rear engine lid actually is fitted in the top of the box with the opening key for the doors. I've already removed that one. And this is the stunning blue glauco or blue glauco Aventador SVJ by AUTOart. Now, as I said, I think this is a spectacular looking colour. I've already got a couple of MR Collection resin SVJ models, and they have the mesh style wheels. So this one has the multi-spoke wheels, which is why I went for that. And I think it's a great contrast with the yellow calipers. It has yellow stitching on the interior as well. And I think that the SVJ really stands out on that rear quarter as well. So what we'll do, we'll unscrew this from the base, we'll put it on the turntable, and we'll have a closer look at this brand new AUTOart Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. Okay, so here we have the stunning Lamborghini Aventador SVJ by AUTOart Models. Now, as I said, this colour is blue glauco or blue glauco, however you pronounce it. It's going to look a little bit lighter in this review than it actually is due to my high intensity LED lights here in front of it. But I use these so that you can see all the details when it gets into the black areas of the model. Now I was really hoping there was no textured plastic carbon fibre effect on this model, but alas there is some, but they have gone to a little bit more effort to do the carbon fibre decal work over the model, which is definitely worth the effort. Now I bought this one directly from AUTOart Models, and this was US $250 plus shipping. So definitely not very cheap, these AUTOart models anymore, but I have to say this is a pretty good looking model as it stands. So let's start talking about the details. So firstly, I'd have to say the paint finish on this model is really very good. There doesn't seem to be any imperfections or flaws throughout. And as I say, it's a beautiful color in person. It probably looks lighter, as I said, in this review, but it's probably one of my favorite colors of the release colors so far. So let's get into the details of the model. So the front splitter here is just in a gloss black. You do have some carbon fiber decal work in these blades in here. There is photo etched mesh in the front of the model as well. And yeah, pretty nice details in there. There is some other little fine details in there that you may not see, but the details are pretty good on the front of the model. Now it does have a nice Lamborghini emblem on the nose. Headlight detail is really very good. AUTOart always do a good job on the headlight detail of these Aventador models. And of course you have the vents here for the active aero. Now there's no mesh in there, that is just painted matte black in behind those little holes there as well. You do have the little clear turn signals on the side here as well. These little side vents on behind the front bonnet or front hood have the carbon fiber decals on them as well, so that's pretty good. Window material is pretty clear. I've got a couple of very light scratches on my front window. As I said, this one was direct from AUTOart, and the windscreen wipers are just in plastic, but they do have a nice bit of detail to them and look pretty good. Now the side mirrors, again, these are in carbon fiber decals, which is good, and they do use nice reflective material in behind also. Now if we move around to the side of the model, the sill extension here, now this is in textured carbon fiber to plastic to look like carbon fiber. So this isn't part of the floor, this is a separate piece, so I would have expected they did that, but you know, they're cutting corners here and there, so that is the only bit of textured plastic that I can see on the exterior of the model. This side, of course, you have the fuel flap here. This does not open, this is solid. You do have the tricolore colors on here, and this big black body section through here is in gloss black, but there is a little bit of mesh in these rear facing vents in the side scoops as well. Now I've actually fitted the engine cover on this. It actually comes as a loose piece in the box. This does have the rear window in it, which you can see the engine. The side vents here are decals as well, carbon fiber decals, as well as the areas through here and the ALA vent on the back there as well. That's all in decal work, and you do have a piece of open mesh here in that rear vent as well. And the SVJ wing, this is all in carbon fiber decal as well, as you can see. So the wing blade, the legs and the side planes, and you do have a little ALA decal on the wing leg there as well. And of course you do have the big decals on here, SVJ, and I like the fact that this has the big red J on it as well, as you can see there. That looks really cool. And if we move around to the back of the model, again, the top part of the rear diffuser here is all in carbon fiber decal, which looks really good. Nice work on the exhaust tips, they look pretty good, and of course you've got open mesh through the back as well. And tail lights, standard Aventador tail lights, they do a reasonably good job on those as well. Basically the whole rear diffuser underneath is all carbon fiber decals, so if you're going to all the effort to do the carbon fiber decal on this, why not do the two side sills as well? But anyway, I guess it's all just comes down to cost. So that's pretty much wraps up all the exterior of the body, the paintwork and the carbon fiber details there. Let's talk about the wheels, because I think they've done an awesome job on these wheels. The wheels do steer, they are connected to the steering wheel, and these are the multi-spoke wheels, which are in a dark silver color. Do have the center lock caps in there in black with a little Lamborghini decals, and I think they look really good as a contrast with the big yellow Lamborghini calipers in there, and they've done a really good job on the brake rotors also, as you can see, front and rear. Slightly bigger diameter wheel on the back and higher profile tyre, but that's the same with all Aventadors. I think the ride height is pretty bang on with this model as well. I don't think it sits too high or too low, it's just about right, and the fact that it has steering wheels and turning wheels as well is what a lot of collectors want with opening models. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the exterior of the model. Now the hood does open as well. I'll just get my little pick here and open the hood. These usually work flawlessly, so it has a double hinge system on there, as you can see. does have the gas strut on one side to hold it open, and this is carpet lined inside, or flocking applied inside for that cargo area, so that's pretty good. The underside is just in the same blue Glauco color, so not too much detail to see in there under the hood, but nevertheless it feels very solid for a composite model or a plastic model, but I wouldn't be opening it too many times. So let's just close that down. Doesn't seem to be any fitment issues with that hood. It actually looks pretty good. Now what I'll do, we'll have a look at the engine compartment now before we have a look at the interior. This is the engine lid. Now it's just painted matte black underneath and the blue Glauco color on the top. And this is where we get into a little bit more detail. The engine detail is pretty good on this model, I have to say, but again, they've used molded plastic to look like carbon fiber for that engine brace. Such a disappointment. Just that piece on there alone in carbon decal would just look so much better, but again, they're cutting corners with the carbon fiber effect plastic. The actual strip that runs through the center of the engine, that's in textured plastic carbon fiber look as well. But you do have the gold heads on the motor there, and you can see parts of the exhaust system and parts of the air boxes and things like that. So the detail is actually pretty good in there. Just have to take points away for the molded plastic carbon fiber look. That's fine on a $30 Maisto or Maisto Burago, but it's just not acceptable on a $250 US model. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, that's the interior detail, pretty cool, and this basically just sits on very easily into place. Now the doors do open on this model as well. They are very stiff, but they do spring up pretty well. I just use my fingernail to move the latch. This one's a little bit harder to open. Actually very hard to open. Yeah, that's a bit harder to open, that one. The window was fouling. Sometimes these models, the window can get stuck underneath the rail of the roof, and just be very, very careful. The doors feel reasonably solid, but I would be very careful in closing these doors. This one seems to be a lot more fluid in motion. It does have a lot more spring to it. This one on this side, definitely maybe they did the screws up a little bit too tight, but I'd be very careful closing and opening that door. Now again, this is where the molded plastic carbon fiber comes into effect, because they've basically done all of the door trims in molded plastic to look like carbon fiber. It does have a nice yellow door pull on there, which is like a rubbery style plastic, but that's pretty much all the detail there is in the door trims. The interior, again, lots of molded plastic to look like carbon fiber. So the whole instrument binnacle in there is all textured carbon fiber plastic. Parts of the center console are in textured plastic as well. But as I said, I like the combination on this one with the yellow lines on the seats and the yellow lines through the dashboard and the interior. That probably gives you a better look in there. So it does have the yellow stitching that runs through the dashboard and the solid lines that run through the seats, and you do have some yellow lines running through the center console as well, and you do have that geometric pattern shape on the floor mats both sides as well. You do have the SVJ logo on the inside of the seat, which looks pretty good, and just looking to see if I can see some seat belts in here. I cannot see any seat belts in my model, so maybe, no. I cannot see seat belts inside that model. So look, there's a few little things with this model that I'm not sure it's worth $250. For me in Australia, I can spend maybe another $60, $70 and I can get a resin version, which is a lot more detailed, but it's not an opening model, and most of you guys want opening models. So this is pretty much the only choice you have. But overall, I think it looks pretty good as far as body color. Definitely like the yellow stripes on the interior matching the yellow calipers, and this color is very striking as well. And the fact that you can open this model all the way up as well is another good point for it. So especially with the removable engine cover, you can see there, there's lots and lots of detail there. So this is going to be released in a few colors. They do it in a Rosso Efesto, this color, and there is the green color coming out as well. I think there is a fourth color, but I can't remember it right now. Busy morning packing models, but overall, I think they've done a pretty good job on this model. Again, it's just the little shortcuts of the carbon fiber molded plastic look that, to me, it's just not acceptable on a price point. This is, you know, this is $250 US. By the time I got this shipped here, this is nearly a $400 model in Australia. So it's a lot of money for what you get, but that's just the direction that this hobby is going. But overall, I'd have to say, reasonably pretty happy with this model. If I'm going to give it a Rob score out of 10, look, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's, a lot of people want this SVJ model, and being fully opening, I think this is going to sell very well for AUTOart. So yeah, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. Really good effort. They have gone the extra mile on the exterior with all the carbon fiber decal work, which does make a difference and makes the model feel like it's actually worth a bit more money. So yeah, overall, 8 out of 10. Good on you, AUTOart. You've done a good job on this model. But that's it. That's going to wrap up today's video review. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do. Don't forget to smash that like button, and you can follow me on social media as well. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and I also have an eBay store also. I do sell a few models, so make sure you get onto those pages. All the links are on the home page of this YouTube channel, so just click those links and it'll take you straight there. But this is going to basically wrap up today's review of this brand new AUTOart Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. Stay tuned, plenty more models on the way. But until next time, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.